Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since the last time I record any reaction because I've been on vacation in Asia. So I came back about a couple weeks ago, but have to get back to work and it was very busy. So anyway, we are back to do more reaction and we're going back to Born City magazine. So I'm trying to get myself prepared. I got my water just in case, how I get triggered. So as I was going through Born City magazine's channel, and I've noticed that there was one that I have not reacted yet. And this one was posted 4 months ago. So it's how BTS teamwork makes the dream work. So I saw the thumbnail. I saw some other boy bands. So I don't know how that's gonna go. But without further ado, let's go check it out. Okay, let's go.
Recently, the NSYNC members reunited after 20 years to release an OST for an animated film, and I came across a clip of an interview where they say something that caught my attention.
Yeah, One Direction's an amazing band, but you have 5 guys that are amazing singers and great soloists, so when they come out and do songs, it's like you fight over where is this gonna be. We kind of knew we sucked at singing certain things. We fell into our spots and we knew our place, It was like I knew I'd be the high stuff, these guys would do the leads, Joey would be in the middle, and Lance would be on the bass. It was a lot easier since we started with a sound rather than 5 amazing vocalists. I mean, not to say we're not, but I just did.
I don't completely disagree with everything they are saying, but all of this did make me think for a while. Is it possible to have a vocal group in which all the members are extremely good singers? Does a group can only have 1 or 2 frontmen or frontwomen to last? Does this apply to BTS, the current biggest group in the world? These are their main points. And remember that this is not about bands, it's about vocal groups, in which all the members' instruments are their voices. Number 1. It's easier to start with a sound rather than individual vocals. Number 2. Group members that fall into their spots and know their place, like NSYNC, work smoothly. Number 3. When all the members of a group are great soloists, like One Direction, they're going to fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. Let's take this apart. And yes, this is going to be one of those videos in which I overanalyze one small piece of content because why?
I want to thank you for overanalyzing everything because I get to learn because I really enjoy her videos. I might not agree with everything that she says. I think majority of the thing that she say I agree, but there might be some differences. But anyway,
not. The first point is that it's easier to start with a sound rather than individual vocals. I agree with this. This is actually how BTS started. Hip-hop and R&B were their first big inspirations. The vocal line singing in harmony and the rap line taking turns for the rap parts were very present in their first trilogy of albums known as the School Trilogy. With time, each member started finding their own sound and leading certain songs. With even more time, every member started having solo songs in both BTS's albums as well as in their own solo projects. So I totally agree. It's easier to start with sound rather than individual vocals, but you cannot do this forever. It can become repetitive and boring, not only for the public but for the members themselves. That's why Cher and NSYNC lasted longer than One Direction, but they also broke up relatively early in their careers. Another one of their points is that One Direction didn't work out because they were all amazing singers from the beginning. But in my opinion, One Direction did not start with 5 amazing individual vocalists. They actually started with one sound, just like NSYNC did. This sound, not evolving, was Zayn's main motivation to leave the group. Zayn wanted to do not evolving. Was Zayn's main motivation to leave the group. Zayn wanted to do more R&B, but his songs and even his natural voice recordings were always rejected. So starting with sound is fine, but the sound needs to evolve.
They need to allow each member room to grow, right? So and many boy bands, they start young and their sound, their voice will change. So you don't want to stick one person in one position all the time because first of all, the voice will change, the interest will change, and it's always good to have the members explore other possibilities to to enrich the overall sound, right? It might start with one sound for the group, but if the sound stays the same, like she said, it gets boring, right?
Especially with boy bands, members start
Oh, yeah.
young, so it's unnatural to maintain the same sound forever.
Okay.
In the case of BTS, living over a decade
I should let her talk first.
together because they allowed themselves to evolve their sound. Sure, the classical BTS R&B harmonies from their school trilogy are still present in their songs, but it's not all they do. As soloists and as a group, they do more genres and sounds than any other group I've seen in my life. Number 2. Group members that fall into their spots and know their place work smoothly. It's okay to start with a sound in mind, but that usually comes with certain roles. That's what NSYNC said. One did the high notes, one did the bass, one was at the center, etc. But I don't think you can realistically fall into your same spot forever. That is exactly why most Western groups disband early. Knowing your place in the group can help a lot to prevent conflicts related to performing.
beginning,
It's a very
yes, I think so.
professional stance. But it can, and it will almost definitely limit growth. Because at the end of the day, the NSYNC members can talk all they want about their group working out. But they only lasted 2 more years in One Direction. And they did end up breaking up because Justin was secretly planning a solo career. Their words, not mine. Of course, One
Secretly.
Direction's breakup carried more conflict than NSYNC's breakup. But just because NSYNC took the most professional way of doing things doesn't mean that this is the best way and the best outcome a group can have. They are simply not a good example for longevity. In K-pop, they will be considered just one more group victim
Yes.
of the 7-year curse. Falling into your spot and knowing your place in the group
Wait.
or group victim of the 7-year curse. Falling into your spot and knowing your place in the group are things extremely common in K-pop.
What's the FOTG? What's FOTG? Front of the group? Front of the group? Face of the group? Is that what? I don't know.
Each member falls into a very specific category. Lead vocal, main vocal, sub vocal, lead rapper, main rapper, sub rapper, lead dancer, main dancer, etc. Western boy bands don't have these exact names, but groups like NSYNC follow a similar structure. So if it's not working with Western groups and it's not working with K-pop groups, why do you still think that this is the correct way of doing things? Maybe K-pop companies notice this, because with time and whether K-pop fans want to admit it or not, with the increased global popularity of BTS, it became less common for the members of a K-pop group to have designated positions. Maybe this is because when BTS debuted in America, there was not really a recognizable main guy or a main rapper or a main dancer. They all dance and they all perform.
Yes.
So the response by K-pop companies was to debut groups in which all the members are almost the same artist. They have a similar color of voice, a similar personality, a similar vocal range, a similar dancing ability, and even a similar appearance. I'm not saying that this is good or bad. In my opinion, it can work sometimes, but other times it's just boring, especially for a Western audience that likes finding a unique trait in each member of a group. All the
Yes.
members of a group not overpowering each other doesn't mean that they have to be the same. With BTS, there's no uniformity, there's cohesion. They are all very different people with very different skill sets. Each of them plays a unique role in the group, just like NSYNC said they did. But their positions are not set in stone because their sound is also not set in stone. A
Correct.
variety of sounds allows each member to find a wider variety of voices. With each sound they do, they rotate their positions in the group, even inspiring them to try new sounds in their solo projects. In 2013, no one would have thought that RM would release acoustic songs in which he only sings,
I
or
know,
that Jin
right?
would choose to dance full choreographies in his solo
Yes.
songs, or that J-Hope would choose to release a rockier sound in which he doesn't dance. This is the benefit of not just falling into your spot. It's important to recognize what you bring to the table, but longevity will come when you allow the members to find more than one skill they can bring to the group.
Supergroup as a concept. Okay. That's the
Number 3. When all the members of a group are great soloists, they are going to fight for the spotlight, creating conflict. This comes with the assumption that in a group there has to be a lead role, and if every member fits the lead role because
it has to be the man, right? The main person, And I've seen some reactors, they keep referring to the guy, the lady killer. I don't know what they call it, but yeah. And then yeah, RM is the lead. RM is a leader, but not the lead. So I think it's not that clear. That concept is not clear, or it's not in the Western boy band. So I think that gets confusing.
All of them are extremely talented. The other positions
Sorry,
will be
I
member
got it.
fits the lead role because all of them are extremely talented. The other positions will be forced and unnatural. This point was my main motivation to make this random video because I disagree. Each BTS member has proven over the years that they are amazing
Yes.
soloists, and I believe that's
love that.
exactly what sets them light years apart from other boy bands or K-pop groups. I'm not trying to say that there's not a single group apart from BTS in which all the members are capable of being amazing soloists, but what I am saying is that they are not successfully bringing those unique talents to their groups.
Yes.
I've talked before about K-pop's attempt of a supergroup, which is formed with members successful as solo artists or as members of other groups. But I believe that one of the many reasons they did not work out artistically is because they all kind of lower their abilities to match each other in songs that don't favor them,
Okay.
instead of being different unique pieces of an interesting puzzle. In my opinion, that is the only way a group full of talented artists can work. A good non-K-pop related example is Pentatonix. By themselves, they have different solo careers, and together, they are probably the most successful a cappella group, and they've been active for more than 12 years. When they are a group, each of them brings something to the table, like
So Pentatonic, I did go to one of their concerts in Oakland years ago. I will have to say that it was good, but the opening act was too long. They have, at least the concert that I went to, they had this female group, I think, open for them, and they sang for 45 minutes. I don't think you need an opening act that long. And the first couple songs was okay, and then it got boring. At least for me, it got boring. So I was like, I'm not paying the money to see another group. It's okay that they open, but 45 minutes was a bit too long for me. But anyway, back to the video.
NSYNC recommended, each of them has their own position: tenor, baritone, soprano, percussion, and bass. But their variety of sounds allows all of the members to be at the center and be the backing vocals at some point or another. When a very talented artist is surrounded by other very talented artists, there has to be selflessness.
Yes.
You will have your moment to shine, and you will have to help your teammates shine as much as you. This is the only way I've seen supergroups truly work. For example, BTS's first Grammy performance was thanks to RM's work as a solo artist. The nominated song was Old Town Road, and only RM performs in one of the remixes, but he decided to share his 50 seconds in the song with all of the BTS members. I'm not sure other group members
No.
would have been selfless enough to lift their groups along with them.
I think the other group, maybe not all, most the other group will saying that I'm the only one in the song, so I should be the only one on stage. You guys can support me down there, but I should be the one in spotlight because I was in the song. So I was kind of surprised when I saw that performance that RM was the only one featured in the song, but everybody was on stage and they had a good time. And that's when you can see the selflessness of the BTS group.
But for BTS, this is a common practice. Each BTS solo career are 7 different opportunities for them to redirect audiences to BTS as a supergroup project, especially in recent years. When they promote as solo artists, they always introduce themselves as a member of BTS.
I go by the name of RM of BTS.
안녕하세요, BTS입니다.
반갑습니다. 슈가이자.
I'm J-Hope from BTS.
I'm Jimin of BTS.
방탄소년단의 비입니다.
I don't know why. I get goosebumps when I hear them say that.
If only one member is part of a collaboration with another artist, most times they will make BTS's name visible one way or another. This was the case of Old Town Road and BTS's first Grammy performance in 2020.
Yes.
It was a song by Lil Nas X, RM, and BTS, although only RM performed in the digital version. Suga's Interlude, in which only Halsey and Suga perform, is a song by Halsey, Suga, and BTS. Left and Right, in which only Charlie Puth and Jungkook sing, is a song by Charlie Puth, Jungkook, and BTS. When BTS is not a featured artist in a collaboration, they will sometimes add member of BTS. Angel Part 1 and 2 are songs by Jimin of BTS. Lilith is a song by Suga of BTS. Rush Hour is a song by J-Hope of BTS. My point is that BTS takes the phrase teamwork makes the dream work very seriously. Of course, the why of this is another story, but in summary, their lack of opportunities and constant struggles in the industry allowed them to find out that together they are stronger. Their increasing success proved them right. So even today with their solo projects, they are constantly creating opportunities and visibility for their team. But this selflessness goes beyond their group projects, because for them, this is more a mindset than a strategy. Even when they are performing with other...
I think inside their own, deep down inside, they view each other as family members. So we treat our family member differently than we treat our colleagues. Okay, so it is how it is. So I think that's the fundamental differences.
Artists who are not part of BTS, they still maintain their teamwork mindset. This tweet says something interesting about BTS's selflessness as performers. I saw a clip of a K-idol singing a song impromptu with a soloist. He was good. He had the skill. He had the technique. The crowd was awed at his performance. The girl he was singing with, usually a good singer, seemed to be trying to keep pace. It played like a battle between two vocalists trying to best each other, with the audience passively receiving what's being dished out to them. Like this Twitter thread mentions later, J-Hope of BTS gave J. Cole a space to shine in their collaboration. This is J-Hope's song. He is doing the promotions. He is doing the performances by himself. But he still gave J. Cole the spotlight. And BTS does this with every artist they collaborate. They make the featured artist one more member of BTS. I think this is more than just being respectful. When a collaboration or a group look more like a competition rather than a union of talents, it shows. So I agree that it's very hard for groups to work out when they are all extremely talented. But BTS has shown that it's not impossible. When groups in which every member is a star truly prioritize teamwork, the results will always include success. But there has to be real teamwork. There has to be real selflessness. Just think about all of the BTS members doing their mandatory military service together. The younger members don't have to go for another 3 or 4 years. But since it was time for Jin to go, then they are all going now. This way, they can all reunite as soon as possible. You may think this is obvious, but no other K-pop group has done this. They always wait until each of them reaches the age when they have to go. They prioritize their personal interests, which I'm not saying is bad, but it does show BTS's unique teamwork.
And in addition to their teamwork, they also consider their fans, right? Because if they drag it out, we will not see the united group for many years. But because they consider each other, they consider the army, and that's why they made the decision to go in there as soon as they can. But in the meantime, they leave us so much content. I could not even figure things out because I know there are so much out there. I have not watched, I have not listened, I have not reacted to. I will never be able to react to all of them on camera, but I will try to get to them on or off the camera.
In conclusion, I mostly agree with what's being said in this clip. It can be a lot easier to focus on sound rather than individual vocals. It's true that group members that fall into their spots and know their place tend to work smoothly. It's true that when multiple members of a group are great soloists, they are most probably going to fight for the spotlight. But I think all of this being true most of the time makes BTS an even more impressive musical act. Against all odds, they overcame every obstacle. They survived their first years with not many opportunities. They became the biggest group in an industry that only allows groups from big agencies to be at the top. They made a name for themselves in an industry that doesn't truly welcome foreign music. They paved the way for Korean artists to have global visibility. And they remain as proof that being in a group does not automatically mean talented people being limited. When done correctly and sincerely, the members of vocal groups can bring the best of each other and create art that relates to many.
Okay, so that was BTS teamwork makes the dream work, and I agree with her. I think at the beginning when the group is formed, it is important to find the the overall sound of the group. What are we trying to accomplish? What kind of group are we going to be? What kind of music are we going to make? And that should be the initial stage, right? Then, but as you mentioned, I think I also talked about it before, that you need to give each member some room for growth, some room for maturity, and you need to give them the freedom to explore other opportunities, right? You know, we know Jin will not rap, because when he rap what did he say? You know, RM said he sounds like a monk, right? But we don't need every member to be multi-talented, to be able to sing, rap, dance, whatever. But we need to at least give them the opportunity to try and to find out for themselves what are they good at, what can they excel in, and what are they comfortable doing. So sometimes they might go out of their comfort zone, like, you know, Jin rap in the Dachita, doing one of the online concerts, and also he did what's that song? You know, another rap song. But anyway, that and Jimmy tried too. Like Jimmy also tried that, and Jimmy and Jin, they're not that great in rapping as far as I can tell. But at least they try. They understand what they are good at, what they can excel in, and what they're comfortable doing, and what they're willing to try, right? So to sum it all up, yes, to have a group, you need to have initially you need to have a sound. Then you need to let the members grow, and you need to be, like you say, you need to have the mindset of we're a team, we're a family, and it cannot be selfish. I think it's a human nature that we all want to shine. We all want to be viewed as best, okay? And it doesn't have to be in the music industry. In any corporate world, when you have a team, there's always some kind of infighting going on. You might not want to admit it. You might want to say, I'm a team player, but still, there is just a pool of money for bonus. Then if you don't fight for yourself, no one's going to fight for you. So there's always going to be some infighting going on. As long as you don't make it too obvious or make it too bad, there's always going to be happening. So regardless of what industry it is, there's always going to be that competition going on, and you don't see that much. I'm sure that they compete with internally, but at least they are given the chance to shine as individual, as solo artists. So I think that addressed the issue that they can shine in the group. Within the group, they might have to kind of like fall into their places, so to speak, but they are given the opportunity to shine individually also. So I think that's a big difference between BTS and the other boy band or the other K-pop band, and also the difference between HYBE and the other recording companies. So I'm surprised that I did not get triggered today. Woohoo! That's a good thing. And I cannot guarantee the next Blower City Magazine reaction I will not get triggered. So until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.